Good morning, everyone. It is Lindsey Baker with Action Hour, and today I am here with some of my favorite guests, Diana Munoz and Kobe Steiner of Gentle Giants nonprofit, and we have some exciting information. But before we present that, I want to give you the stage over to Diana, and she's going to tell us something that is unfortunately a sad news.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you for having us back, and thank you for giving us this platform. I wanted to start today, as everyone knows, our Gentle Giant family has lost a beautiful 19-year-old female. She ate pesticide, and her baby is in the hospital. Poor guy, Hue, he's in the hospital with Wenwei, his nanny, that they also consumed pesticide. And I just wanted to give a little update. They are doing well. They are being treated. They're taking medication to get the pesticide out of their system and all of this. So they are doing well. And I want to thank everyone. All our supporters have been amazing because we, of course, have had unforeseen expenses, transport, medical care. We have to. Now pay for. And thank you so much to everyone that's donated and shared and been with us and the kind words. And we've been embraced. It's a very, very difficult moment for us and for all of the people that love these gentle ones. So we also want to say thank you and we love you. And we're sorry that this has happened.
Yes, we're sorry to hear about that. Let's just have a moment of silence. Okay, so we want to change the whole dynamic here because we do have some very, very encouraging, great news. And that's the positive side. And that's what helps you guys and all of us keep going. So the exciting news is that we had previously had on Derrick Campana, who is known as Wizard of Paws, and he has done some exciting work for you guys. So, Colby, why don't you tell us a little bit about it? I'll show some photos while you talk. Go ahead.
Okay, so a year ago in March, we were trying to figure out, as everybody knows, the rescue of Mamai and her excruciating, painful walk down the river, which was only a kilometer and should have taken her, 15 minutes. If she was healthy, it took her 4 hours. So Diana and I were trying to figure out how we could help her because she has a really bad dislocated knee on her right side. We contacted Derrick Campana of Bionic Pets. There she is with her gorgeous brace. And it's been a year process. Diana and I just got back from Thailand and with Derrick and his filming crew, which we will update you about the 2-part series that is coming out. The brace is working incredibly amazing for Mamai. She took a very long walk down to the river, which is the longest she's walked since she's been at Elephant Nature Park. She got a little worn out and started to head back to her enclosure, but then she found this gorgeous red mud pit. There she is. And she had to stop and play. And we believe that this is the first time Mamai has ever been able to just play in the mud. So she got her gorgeous brace covered in mud, which was wonderful. And this is the first elephant knee brace in history. And so, we all went into it knowing it could or could not work, and it's working beautifully.
Well, that's really good news. In fact, I'd like to give the audience a little bit of background. So I happened to pull a clip from when we had Derrick on the show with you guys. Let's watch it.
A lot of pain, and this is why when everyone was asking us and sending us messages, what can you do to help her? Of course, at Elephant Nature Park, they're giving her the most beautiful life, but we were always thinking and always planning what else can we do for her. And thankfully, well, Derrick said this many times on your show before, they put knives to their bellies, they hold their ears, they shackle them from all fours, and they hold her, and they bring the bull also shackled. He's been probably beaten, and he's in musk, so he's very aggressive, and if he doesn't like the female, he'll just go on the attack, which is what happened to Mamai. And Mamai, people who follow Elephant Nature Park will remember that this is very similar case to Dala. So, you know, she is in really, really a lot of pain. And this is why when everyone was asking us and sending us messages, what can you do to help her? Of course, at Elephant Nature Park, they're giving her the most beautiful life. But we were always thinking and always planning, what else can we do for her? And thankfully, well, Derrick came into the picture, and he's going to, you know, give his magic to us. You know, he's creating magic.
And we have
full brace for an elephant. So these are big, challenging feats that we're going to be going against. And you can see just with that mold how big it is in my office and what I have to go through. And we're moving hundreds of pounds of these molds. And there's other ways to do this, but I'm using my traditional methods and sculpting these out by hand. And I'm going through the whole process just step by step myself. So I make sure everything's at the best quality, and trying to assure everybody, and myself included, that this is going to fit and work well for these elephants. But it's not easy, you know. And you know, we're working with people. You know, we're kind of doing the same things over and over again. We kind of look the same, we walk the same, with the same anatomy. But with animals, you know, one day I'll be working on a crane's leg or an eagle's leg, and then the next day I'm working on these elephants. So we're constantly having to rearrange my train of thought and how to help every single animal out. There's only a few of us in the world that do this, and there's so many animals in need. And you know, like these guys said, I could stay in Thailand for months and years. I'm sure there's so many animals in need out there. They're everywhere. Everywhere I go, I'm in need, and the few of us out there in the world are in need to help these guys. And that's the hardest part right now, is even though I've been doing this for about 17 years, the field in its entirety is still in its infancy, and we need more of us out there to help these animals, and training and curriculum.
So that was the last time you were on, and he was saying, you guys were just saying you were hoping it would work, and it did. And there are several that you have, animals that you've helped, mostly elephants, but also Mr. Cow. Looking over at my sheet here, I have some photos of them. Did you want to mention them and talk about that a little bit?
Oh my goodness, absolutely. Mr. Cow has been such a success, and it was so exciting. And seeing him take those first steps when they put the prostheses, it was just really a life-changing moment. Mr. Cow accepted his prostheses in a way that was really unexpected. It was just like he embraced them immediately, and he understood that we were told that he would probably try to charge at the people that were going to be trying to put the prostheses, of course, Derrick and the vets. And because he's not comfortable people touching his limbs or what are of his limbs. And when they laid him down and they were starting to put them in everything, completely the opposite. He was very accepting of it, and he seemed to understand, or I'm sure he understood, that he was being helped. And just for him to be able to stand upright for the first time, it was the most amazing feeling and emotional. It was very emotional for all of us. And for him, when he's laying down, because all the weight is on his chest, he's always breathing very heavy. But as soon as he stood up, his breathing immediately relaxed, and he just was able to breathe for the first time in his life the way he should breathe. So it was really exciting and beautiful.
Yeah, that is really amazing that it worked, and that he took to it so well. What are some of the other stories of some of the other animals? Now, were they most, that was congenital, right? Because I think people would say the first thing to say, well, how did that happen? So he was born like that.
He was born like this, and he has been such a fighter since day one, that he was born like that. And his the owner of had already sent, he was born and immediately they sent the mother to slaughter. So it was just a horrific story, but this man was so moved to see this baby fighting so hard to live, even though he had not he had been born without limbs, that he didn't have the heart to send him to slaughter along with the mother. He took him to Elephant Nature Park and he begged Lek to please help them, that if she could take him in. And of course, she took him in. So he's another, we made history with him. And this is just the most amazing thing. This is something that for us, you're part of it, Lindsey, and all of our Gentle Giants family has to understand that we've all come together, we've joined hands, and we saved this beautiful bull from having a horrible life of not being able to walk. And there's no other cow that has ever been fitted with two front legs like that. No other cow. So, this is something that is really big and something that we all have to be proud and know that we took a little part of that. We made history together. So thank you so much for also being part of this, Lindsey.
Thank you. And I wanted to go ahead.
Sorry. It gives other cows hope. So people who have cows that are born this way, or something tragic happens to take their limbs, they don't have to be euthanized. There are other ways they can still live a full life, with these prosthetics, and that's amazing.
Yes. Yeah, that's a really good point. And I was going to just show the website here. Now talk us through this, one of you guys, whoever wants to.
All right. So I want, before the names that you guys are seeing right there, we're going to be launching Bionic Giants 2, and we have been telling people who are going to be the next Bionic Giant. And now you have it right there on the screen, which is absolutely amazing. And it's going to be Kaboo and Meadow. Kaboo and Tycoon. We'll talk about Tycoon because we did have a brace for her elbow, but we had to go back to the drawing board. So everyone knows that she's already a Bionic Giant. But Meadow and Kaboo have been added to this amazing list. And it's not only amazing list, but we really need to get these prostheses for them. Meadow, when Derrick Campana examined Meadow, he really said, we didn't think he could do anything for her. She's been like this for more than 20 years. Meadow has a broken back. She's the one that she's on the right, and she's completely, her back is completely deformed, and her crushed leg is much lower than the good leg. So the good leg has to put all her massive weight, has to carry all that massive weight. Now, what's happened with this, that Derrick Campana said, I can't fix her back. Of course I can't fix her back. I can't do anything, but I can actually give her a lift. So what he's going to do is that he's going to make her like a boot or a foot that will help her level out her two legs, and it will give her comfort and support so that she doesn't have to continue using her good leg and putting all the weight on it. Now, why is this so important? And we really, with what had happened with the baby passing away, we had second thoughts if we should launch today or no. But because we're time constrained, we only have 3 weeks to be able to raise the funds so that Derrick can start, engineering all of these prostheses. Derrick said, if we don't help Meadow, in a few years, they may have to make very hard decisions, and it could even come down to euthanizing, because the weight of her body is going to be crushing that good leg, and it's already happened. When Meadow got there, she wasn't that her leg wasn't that deformed, the good leg. And now, of course, as the years have gone by, she's going to develop, if she doesn't have already, arthritis, and it's going to be, so this is really not only life saving, life changing for Meadow, but life saving for Meadow. It will help prolong her life. We need to get her these prostheses. And I'll let Colby share about Kaboo, our beautiful baby girl Kaboo.
Go ahead, Kobe.
So Kaboo is a victim of the logging industry, and she was injured by a log, and as you can see, it broke her ankle. And she has lived like that for many, many years, and they continue to work her with that broken ankle. And
goodness.
Kaboo is a favorite at Elephant Nature Park. I believe just about everybody knows who she is. She is so sweet. So Derrick, we met with Derrick while we were there with Kaboo too, and he said that she needs what's called an able body extension. And what that's going to do is it cannot correct her broken ankle because it's been so many years that that's now formed the way it is. And she's, the one there on the left, that was when she was doing logging. And you can see how badly her front left leg is twisted and broken. So the able body extension will help Kaboo. The greatest thing it's going to do for her is relieve her pain. Derrick, Lex's husband, Derrick Thomas, said that Kaboo is still in a great deal of pain. And as most she has a beautiful, loving relationship with Shauna. And Shauna is a quick girl, and Shauna is all over the place. And Kaboo tries really hard to keep up with her, but her leg prevents her from, having great mobility and stability. So this able body extension will give her the comfort to reduce that pain, give her better stability and better mobility. It will also help her from becoming more deformed on the other side, where she's having to put more weight.
So you're saying that if it's not possible for you guys to do this, that it will become so extreme that the only humane thing will be euthanasia.
Yeah, in Meadows' case, Derrick said that was his fear. Of course, this has never ever been contemplated at Elephant Nature Park because Meadow does live a beautiful life up to now. She's overcome. She's resilient. She's a fighter. She's this. But the truth of the matter is that physically it will take a toll, and it has taken a toll on her body, meaning that her massive weight, she has that back leg she puts all the weight on her leg, and naturally, as time has gone by, it's become shorter. It's more difficult for her to walk, and sooner or later, it's just her own body weight is going to end up crushing the good leg is going to end up crushing under that body weight. So if we were to give her this, not only are we prolonging her life, but we're making her life more comfortable. And we've even talked about because Derrick was concerned, Derrick Thompson was concerned, will her friends reject her because she's going to have something different and look different. So with Derrick Campana, we talk that he will do everything possible to make it either look as much as an elephant or green or something that it will be accepted by the other elephants. So we're thinking about all these elements, and we're thinking about how to make her life better and how to prolong her life. And why do we have like 3-week a time frame to be able to raise these funds? Is because we want to get this to them as soon as possible. And Derrick Campana is a very, very, very busy man, filming and having to travel to be able to do his show. So of course he just has, a very short frame of time to be able to do this. So this is one of the reasons why, we have this time. And we really want Meadow and Kaboo to experience this amazing change, and for us to be able to witness and take part of a better life for them, as we saw with Mamai and with Mr. Cow, and also Baby Kunde. I want to explain what's happened with Baby Kunde. We have
Well,
posted.
hang on just one second. Let's just finish up with this. I just want to jump in here for folks and tell them that, you can go to the site here, make a donation. And if you can't do it right this second, the information will be listed at the top of this post. So just return to this post and please share this video out. It will help so much. Okay,
And
Diana.
can I say one more thing? So
Go ahead.
Kaboo was 2 years old when the log rolled over her leg and broke her ankle. So since she was 2 years old, she has been living with this pain and this deformity. And, can you even imagine having to work anyway as a healthy elephant, but let alone with a broken ankle,
Oh my
pulling
God.
logs? It's time for us to give back what was taken from her, that what humans took from her. And if you look at Meadow in the campaign, the picture of Meadow where she looks very gray, that was when she was first rescued. And if you look at the picture where she's nice and muddy, you can see the difference of how much she's already. This picture is now, and then the one on the campaign is when she was rescued. You can see how much she is crushing those back legs.
Yes, yes. It really, for her, it's life changing and life saving. And for Kaboo is, well, Colby said that Shanna is, this is Kaboo's love now. She loves her little girl, but Shanna is really always running, and Kaboo is keeping up with her. But she loves her little girl so much, she puts up with the pain. And we want to relieve that pain. We want her to be able to run around with her little girl and after her little girl, pain free. That's like our dream. I mean, who doesn't want that for Kaboo that has suffered so much? And finally, she was at EMP for a few years. I think it was almost like 5 years before she found love and friendship and family in a herd. And now she has uh, baby Shana that has her going and moving and everything. And she runs after her baby, but she does it with a lot of pain. So we
Yeah.
want to be able to relieve this pain.
Absolutely. Now, is there anyone else you want to talk about? Because we're just about to the half hour.
Yes.
So what else do we need to go over? And
I want to tell people about Baby Kunde. And okay, so Baby Kunde, we have a foot. We made a foot for him, and it was very successful. But baby, there's a bottom part in the prostheses that
is that these guys? This one?
no, nope.
No.
He's
That's Tycoon's foot.
Oh, Tycoon. Yeah, I don't think I have any other pictures.
so
But anyway, go ahead.
but everyone that has been following us and people that haven't followed us, please look for you could do a search Kunde Bionic Giants and you'll find it. So Baby Kunde, the prosthesis has like a pad underneath, and everything was working fine, and he was able to work with his prostheses, but he didn't like the foot. Maybe it was the color; it was pink. Maybe he said, "I'm a bull." I'm gonna do this. And he literally, Lindsay, he stood on it and he just pulled. He's so incredibly strong that Derrick he never thought he would be able to pull that foot, because it was really difficult to reinforced with metal steels, and I don't know what. So we had to bring it back to the United States, and now it's at Derrick's lab, and now he's going to make it elephant proof. But that has been also a success, and we will be able to see Baby Kunde walking with his awesome foot. So people, please don't lose hope. Now, Leslie, hi Leslie, thank you for being with us. 45 Delsons, what does it cover? It covers the 3 prostheses that we are going to do. So Colby will tell you a little bit about Tycoon. So it's Kaboo's Tycoon Meadows, all the materials that need to make the cast, and transfer and sending everything from here to Thailand, and from Thailand, I'm sorry, from Thailand to here, and then from here to Thailand. And that's very expensive. Anything, just I want to share with you that the cast were done already, and we will share videos and pictures of Derek doing the cast for Meadow and Caboose. So we already have that. While we were there, he casted them, and just they're very light and not extremely huge. And just for that, it was almost $1,500. So,
Wow.
and that is weightless. So imagine when we're having to send them back. We already have gotten some estimates. It's extremely expensive. So 45,000 is going to be covering those expenses.
Fantastic. Let's show a couple of videos of what the results of when this succeeds is. Wow, those were the first steps ever for Mr. Cow. Can you imagine how it would feel to be him? He was kind of like going like this at first, and then he just started walking. You want to talk about that? Were you guys there when that happened?
We were there. Those, and I want to say, those were not exactly the first steps. Those were like the fifth steps. And why do I say this? Because on Wizard of Paws, because it was filmed, and it's going to come out on first BYU TV, and then
That's wonderful.
then it's going to be on Disney Plus, and it's going to be at Nat Geo like in about 6 to 8 months. So everyone stay tuned. They didn't want us to show the first step. So you're going to see him on the show when he gets up, when he really takes those first steps. This is when he had already walked a little bit. It was the most amazing moment. It was so exciting. It was, it was seeing him be born again. And you come from seeing him breathing very, very heavy to getting up, and his breathing, all the organs, internal organs went back to their place, or were in the place they're supposed to be. And this is when he's able to breathe, so it's not only about him walking, it's about him breathing. So it's really good. And I do want to mention that our beautiful elephant angel Elizabeth Palmer, she has pledged $1,000 to be matched for to launch our campaign. So every penny you give today, anything you donate today, up to $1,000 will be matched by our beautiful Elizabeth Palmer. Just so everyone knows.
That's fantastic. So everybody, if you can, whatever amount, imagine if everybody just chips in a little bit, how significant this can be. And that's really, really important to show that, as you say, Kobe, it leads the way for other animals to be saved as well. Kobe, is there anything you wanted to add?
I do. I just want to talk a little bit about Mr. Cow's prosthetics, because we get asked these questions a lot. So
Sure.
The picture that you have of his prosthetics with his stilts, and it's just the picture of the stilts. People ask me, well, see how tall they are? Okay, so that's what we tried. And Mr. Cow told us, nope, too tall. And you will see when the 2-part series comes out what happened. So so Derrick lowered them, and his shoulders aren't quite as high as they need to be. Those can be adjusted as he gets used to his prosthetics. The important part was him to get used to them, because he's never stood up on 2 limbs before. The other thing is, people are very concerned about the size of the prosthetic foot. That actually mimics the size of Mr. Cow's hooves. And so creating a bigger foot would be more difficult for him. So everything is constructed, because Derrick's the expert and he's done cows many, many times. It's constructed and engineered based on his experience and his professional knowledge and everything. And it's just going to take Mr. Cow some time to get used to him. We have seen recent videos, and he's already doing amazingly much better at walking. So anytime soon, hopefully he will have his own herd that he can join. And
Well, how's that going to work? That sounds really interesting. How will that go about? Tell our viewers a little about.
So every day he's been in a small enclosure. They do take him out, but it's very hard for him to get around. Dr. Tom had made this incredible wheelchair device, but it was too big and bulky to get in and out of places. So now Mr. Cow can pretty much go anywhere the other cows go. These can go in the water. So in his enclosure, every morning, some friends walk by and they stop and visit and chat, and then they go on to the field. But Mr. Cow has to stay in his enclosure. So our hope is that soon he will be able to go with his friends to the field and just be a normal, regular cow. He can already graze in them. He can. He's got a lot more movement. Mr. Cow, Stephanie, Mr. Cow is now 2 years old. Yes. His name is Scott, but we like Mr. Cow. And then when he got his prosthetics, we actually upped his name to Dr. Cow. So because he's the first in history. Those, how do we get those on him? The shells are in 2 pieces. And one of the pieces has the stilts, and they just slip on, and the front piece goes on, and then they have very strong straps, and that's it. And he's very good at allowing them to be put on. It was actually amazing. It brought tears to my eyes because you could tell we were trying to help him. He was not struggling. He was not fighting it. He just laid there and let us do it. And it was just surreal to see.
Well, that's just proof of the trust that was built up between him and the people that run the sanctuary.
Absolutely.
And there's
you guys too, of course, who are a big part of that. There is another question here. Why don't we address that? Go ahead and.
Yeah, the height can be adjusted. Again, all of these orthotics and prosthesis, it's a process because their body changes. We don't want to put too much pressure on their bodies where they become sore. You know, the limbs have to develop calluses. In Mamai's case, having that stability is also changing tendons and muscular structure. So it's a process. They can only wear them a little bit at a time every day, and then you increase, and then you make adjustments as needed. Again, these are the first time we've done this, having 2 front prosthetics, having the knee brace. We'll talk about the elbow brace, Kundez's prosthetic. So we're all learning as we go too, even Derrick. When we were in Thailand, Derrick's like, oh, I see what I need to, how we need to change this. Derrick was actually building these in Thailand. So.
And will that be part of the show?
Yes. Yes, the entire story. You'll get to see everybody in Thailand. You'll get to see Derrick meeting all the animals. You'll get to see him working on the orthotics and the prosthesis. You'll get to see him fitting them and changing them, and then the animals wearing them, and the first time, and the first walks, and the first everything.
Well, maybe right before it airs, you guys could come on. Will there be a teaser or something that we could show people?
I'm sure there will be. What we've been told, okay, it's a 2-part series. Each series is 30 minutes long. It will air with Wizard of Paws on BYU TV around August of this year. Now, once we know more, of course, we will let everyone know. BYU TV is an app that's easy to download. If you don't want to wait for it to come out at the beginning of next year, on Disney Plus and Nat Geo, which hopefully will pick it up around January or February.
Wow, that's exciting. So it's going to be broadcast on several different platforms.
Yes,
Yes.
and it tells everything, and that's it'll be fascinating to watch. I mean, I can't wait to see it because it'll be all put together and explained. There's a lot of explaining from us, from Lek, from Derrick, from the whole team. And as I'm talking about this, I would like to give a shout out to Nomatica Films. They're the ones who are that filmed, that are producing. They're the ones that are getting it out there. And they did, they were fabulous to work with. So they're the ones who film all of the Wizard of Paws episodes.
That's great. I think I have one more little short clip that I didn't play of my mate.
She was so happy that
I was
day.
so happy. And
Aww.
if you look at that clip when she is walking, her knee, before, if you look at a video before when she would walk, her knee would almost go down to the floor, and it was just so painful for her to carry up her weight again. And what the brace actually does is that it stops the knee from going further where it's supposed to be and causing that pain. And that's why she was absolutely so thrilled to be able to have it on. And she didn't want to take it off. And we were very all worried about her being sore because she had never had this on and everything. They were trying to walk her back to her shelter. And this is when she found the mud pit. And it just, when you see her putting that mud on herself, and just stopping there and becoming one of Elephant Nature Park's elephants, it was the most emotional and happy moment in our lives, because how many times we imagined how many times had Mamai been from her shelter seeing other elephants mud bathe and become these beautiful red elephants, because that's very unique of Elephant Nature Park, that all the elephants put this gorgeous red mud and they become red elephants instead of being the gray color that they are naturally, right? So for her to have stopped and to be able to mud bathe, and you could see how she was like, and I think she even wanted to cover up the brace because she wanted to be
Indeed.
I'm an elephant, and I'm not only an elephant but Elephant Nature Park's elephant. So it was very, very, very exciting, and it's a very touching moment at that time. There were a lot of tears and a lot of tears. There was one question that I wanted to address. Someone said that don't they get sores because of the prosthesis? Just like Colby said, they don't put them on and leave them on all day. It's by increments. So in Mr. Cow's case and in Mamai's case, it starts 15 minutes one day, then 25 and 35. Little by little, they start building up so that they can get adjusted to it. And it's exactly like a human adjusting to a prosthesis or to any of these devices. It takes time. They have to be adjusting them because the limb or the stomp could go smaller. It could, the swelling goes down. So it also, they adjust it. So it takes time. And we just want to do it the way that it's least uncomfortable for them. So that's taken under consideration as well.
That's good to know.
We want to talk about Tycoon. We need to talk about Tycoon.
Let me just mention something that's really, really important about Mamai. So what Diana was talking about, her knee is sitting like this, and every time she'd walk, it would go like that. So this keeps it from moving. But what I want to say is that Mamai has always been extremely protective of her knee. So even in her enclosure, if a dog or a baby elephant or another elephant even comes within 50 feet, she gets very upset. When she was out walking on the field, there were elephants, there were dogs, there were people. She didn't pay any attention to any of them. She felt secure with that knee brace on and wasn't worried about needing to protect it. So our hope is soon she will have friends and that she will be able to be out more with those friends.
And that's really important.
It is. It really is. Now going to Tycoon. So as everyone knows, this was all experimental, meaning that because it's never done, we didn't know if it was going to work or not. Tycoon's brace for her elbow to help the elbow, not to stop the deformity in her elbow. It worked until a certain point, but as you can see, there's nothing to really hold this brace. The elephants don't have the body structure to be able to try to help hold the brace up or anything like this. And it was pinching under her underarm. There is a lot of skin under her arm, so it was pinching from that. So we realized that this was not going to be working for our beautiful Tycoon. And she actually is the best of the patients, because once she got the brace on, she was like, oh, I like this, leave it on. Maybe we believed that she felt some kind of comfort, but then we realized it was not working. So now what they're going to be doing is that they're going to be putting for her bad foot, they're going to be making a booty, and it's a gel-like booty that's going to give her help her with the pain, and it's going to give her more comfort to be able to walk, because when she walks, every step she takes is excruciating. It takes her a very long time just to walk from one place to another, a very short distance. Look at how her foot is doing. So the great thing about this is that once Derrick Campana was there and he was able to see her foot and analyze it, examine it, and see if he could actually do something for her, he said absolutely yes. And this is why we're going to get her the second device, in hopes that she actually will be able to use it and she will benefit the way she needs to benefit from it.
And so she'll be able to bear more weight on that leg. So she's not putting all the weight on the other, so her shoulder and her elbow are extremely deformed. And by being able to switch her weight back over onto the injured foot, it's going to prevent more deterioration of that deformity, which is extremely important, because eventually she's not going to be able to walk at all with that. There was something I was going to mention about, I forgot about our beautiful Tycoon.
I think we've covered quite a bit. Actually, we're at the end of our time now. So if you guys want to wrap it up with any last words, I'll show one more time here. Let me add to the screen here where folks can come to help. We will put that at the top. I know it's a longer URL, so we'll put it at the top of this post directly after the broadcast. And I think one of you guys were able to put it in the comments, so people can click right now. They can find it in the comments and click on it immediately. So go ahead, Diane. I'll give you each a couple minutes to wrap up here. So
absolutely. I want to actually, I just want to invite our beautiful Gentle Giants family to again join hands with us to be able to change the lives of these beautiful gentle ones. It's going to be really life-changing and life-saving in Meadows' case, and actually maybe even Tycoon's case, because they, the more deformed they get, the more probability of them losing their life, because they won't be able to move around. So, if you guys can please donate and share. Remember, we have the Elizabeth Palmer's first $1,000 match. So you can double your impact today. No donation is small. All of them really go a long way and just help us accomplish this new hope and dream for the gentle ones.
Go ahead, Kobe.
I remembered what I wanted to say, and I'll say it really quick because it has to do with Tycoon, why she needs this. So just like Kunde, Tycoon's foot will never heal. The wounds will always be there because of the weight of elephants, and they're always on their feet. Their feet take forever, if ever, to heal. So she has a wound from a landmine that goes right through, and it will always have to be treated. So having this gel booty for her will protect that wound, keep it clean, and again, reduce her pain and give her better mobility. Like Diana said, no amount is too small. I know people go, oh, I only have $5. $5, if everyone gave $5, of our thousands of followers, we'd meet our goal right away. Please don't think that just because you only have a small amount, it's not going to help. And we appreciate every single penny. And every single penny goes to helping these elephants. So, if you have any further questions, on the campaign link, all the elephant stories are there. But if you have any questions, please email us or, send a question in this live thread, and we will get back with you. This is something that is going to increase the quality of these beautiful, gentle beings. And that's what we work hard for every single day.
I just want to comment on this comment here. Yes, this is simulcast across multiple platforms. But if you want to be on the mainstream, you want to come to facebook.com/Jane Velez Mitchell. So I think you probably went to one of the other many places that it's broadcasting right now. Thank you for your comment. Thank you, ladies, for being on today. Please keep us posted when the show comes on. Folks, if you can, please donate to this really important cause. Like they were just saying, it's going to affect the lives of these animals, not just their comfort and ability to walk. It's actually their lives that are at stake. So if we can help them, and I know we all can, we can all afford that $10 here or there. If you just think for a second, oh, I won't have that Starbucks or whatever it is. I won't impulse buy that. I'll take that 10. It makes an amazing difference. So please, please do it in this season of where we need to be compassionate and giving. Please do so. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lindsey. We love being on your show.
Thank you. Love having you on. And we'll see you again soon. Okay, folks, take care. We'll see you next week.